So you see, Dr. Perry, as you have indicated, and Obi has reiterated, the Bahamas is a very significant place. And not only did we learn from the civil rights movement in America, they learned from us. They came here for refuge. This is a fact. Because that same institution that Raphael referred to, the Silver Slipper, and later on the Zanzibar and the Cat and Fiddle, these were places of refuge for black entertainers who came to this country, who could not have the freedom and the liberty to do what they're doing in America, but they came here. When Dinah Washington came to the Cat and Fiddle, my father said he built a special room just for her. And so they gave them the dignity that they deserve. They were not just rolling their eyes, as he used to say, and tap dancing. They were treated as international celebrities. And that's why they came. And that's why people like Adam Clayton Powell came. And that's why people like Andrew Young came. And Jesse Jackson. They all came to this country because of refuge. And we got to understand the importance of who we are, what we are. Continue to lift up our spirits. So with that, if there are no further questions and or comments from the audience.
Mr. Master of Ceremonies.
Yes, sir.
Question.
Another question?
Good evening. Not really a question. My name is Lillian Larimore Smith, and I am the Vice President of the Awaki Fish and Food Vendors Association. I am excited and privileged to be here tonight, Mr. Ferguson. I want you to know that I've been on Awaki some 22 years now, and being here tonight makes me want to tell everyone in here, as a Bahamian, Awaki have been created by a group of Bahamians, black Bahamians, and we needed to remain black Bahamians. And so this time in our history, we need to put Awaki in the forefront and do some history there. Thank you.
Mr. Master of Ceremonies, if there's no
But just
other question.
before you do whatever you're going to do, I want to respond to what this young man just said. You would have heard today on several of the radio stations that an advisory went out from the United States of America's embassy telling their visitors not to patronize Awaki, not to go to Awaki because it's unsafe, and also saying not to go over the hill. Now, my question is, you come from the United States of America, right? You come from Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Miami, the list, Detroit, and the list goes on and on and on. And you're going to tell me that it's unsafe for you to go to Awaki? There's a police station on Awaki. I don't know of any robberies or murders that I would have heard over the news by no visitors visiting Awaki. My question is, isn't it strange that they're telling people don't go to Awaki? These are all black entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Don't go over the hill where you find majority black businesses, but you could go Paradise Island. You could go to Bahamas. You could go to the wrong thing on Delancey Street. You could go to a Great Cliff, but you can't come over the hill. That make any sense to you?
To them.
I want to know why the United States of America's embassy is targeting our businesses. They had robberies on Paradise Island.
Yeah.
They had murders in Life Key. Now you can't go to Awaki.
Murders and all what they do.
Huh? Something's wrong with this picture, Mr. Ferguson. Yes.
I was going to ask a question since there's no other question. If you know specifically where the Reinhardt Hotel is, put your hand up. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Put your hand up, keep your hand up. And we don't want anybody doing like, you know, you used to do in school, you don't know it. Put your hand up if you know where the Reinhardt Hotel is. All right, you see? Less than the majority in the Reinhardt Hotel was at one point the center of black social, political activity in New Providence. When black people could not go to the hotels. Not only that, but it was a cultural center. The records will show that on a Saturday afternoon, the men would get dressed in their tails, the women in all their fineries, and they were going out to socialize because they were quite civil. They were not the sort of Africans, those who were over there, barbarians. These were civilized people, and we don't know where that is. That place should be a national monument in this country. Built physically by C.R. Walker. It housed a major newspaper back in the day. Voice.
Where was
I know
it
you
located?
Where is it?
Yeah.
I know most people. It's on Blue Hill Road and Tin Shop Corner. That funny looking 3-story building.
I didn't know what that was.
And I would even extend the question to ask how many of us know about C.R. Walker other than the school on Market Street is named in his honor. Very few people know. And this is yes, and this is why we are like we are. C.R. Walker, arguably one of the greatest Bahamians of the 20th century. But so few of us know about it. First black, professionally trained physician. And unlike a lot of the other black professionals when they retired, he stayed in Baintown. His homestead is still there. Juliet Walker Barnwell is his daughter. She just died. And I mean, C.R. Walker. Bahamians don't know the history. He spoke 4 languages fluently. He was a contractor. He built buildings. He delivered basically all of the babies. He would travel around with his little black bag. Throughout it, he was a member of Parliament for over 20 years before Sir Lyndon and those. As a matter of fact, he lost in 1956 when they were just coming in. But all of this history, our people do not know.
Write it down.
I just want to say one quick thing. I know Tracy is smiling. They have a website, .com, Bahamas.com. Okay. Let me just tell you that you can go on and it's interactive, and they have different buildings, historical sites on a map. And you click on it, and they'll give you a long history of the building. And one of the buildings they have on their website is the Reinhardt Hotel, and they'll tell you everything that CB just said. In addition, they'll tell you that in 1967, in the general election, that was the PLB headquarters. And it's a 3-story building. It's white limestone. It almost juts out onto Blue Hill, and it should be a historic museum marker. Everything that he said, I totally support.
Well, just before we have our vote of thanks, we are going to once again call on. Did you want to say something?
I just wanted to add on C.R. Walker that while he was in Harlem in 1921, he formed the Bahamas Rejuvenation League, which encouraged Bahamians in New York and started on scholarships for education, etc. And 5 days after the 1942 riot, he was in with the Duke of Windsor, given the Duke of Windsor a good long speech about Bahamian history and
Yes.
the problems.
He was selected by the rioters to represent them.
Correct.
And
Sorry,
his report was so eloquent.
Thank you very much.
Everyone should try to get their
Thank you
hands
for that
on
nugget.
a copy of his speech. One of the most eloquent speeches you will hear. C.R. Walker, and so few of us know very much about him. Such a great man.
And so it is very evident that we have to write our own stories. We have to tell our own stories. And I am very pleased. 2 days ago, Reverend Dr. C.B. Moss drove me by a place. Is it on Ennis Lane?
Yes.
Right, these?
It is true.
Ennis Street. What has happened there? You remember Brightleys? It was a very popular restaurant. It is now a residence for University of Bahamas students. So what this means is that the University of Bahamas is finally taking the suggestions that were made to them decades ago to infiltrate Baintown, create a collegeville, if you will, put your libraries there, put your laboratories there, put your residencies there, put your museums there, and yes, Dr. C.R. Walker's building should be a museum.
Yes.
The homestead of James Weldon Johnson's mother should be a monument. C.B. Moss asked you a question just a few minutes ago. Do you know where the grave of Alexander Bain is, who was the originator of Baintown?
Nobody knows that.
He just laid a wreath there 2 days ago. Do you know where the grave is of Prince William? Huh? These are questions we're going to do when Chris comes back, and he'll give you the answers. Or go do the research. Do the research.
They may not live.
And know your history. Because if you do not learn the lessons of the past, you're going to continue to repeat the class. And what did Marcus Garvey say?
Man without knowledge of his past is like a tree without roots.
And Stevie is itching to tell you all for the grave site. You want to tell him? Why you want to tell him?
Anybody knows the grave site of Alexander Bain? But you should know now. Yeah, see, she was there when she was there. Three people. And they know because they were there. Isn't that amazing? Alexander Bain, the co-founder of Baintown. His grave site, we just laid a wreath there 2 days ago. He died on the 8th of January, 1891. And his gravestone, high marble gravestone, was there from then. And I don't think 10 Bahamians know where it is. They know perhaps the gravestone, but they don't know who he was. One of the great Bahamian men of the 20th century. As a matter of fact, when he died, he was holding more government bonds than any other individual. He was one of the wealthiest. He was a mulatto, one of the wealthiest Bahamians, white or black, during that period. His residence was that building next to Craig Flowers' headquarters on West Bay Street that used to house Da Vinci Restaurant and Chez Willy Restaurant. That was his residence.
That's Flowers Place now.
That's Flowers Place now. And these are things that Bahamians just do not know. And you tell them where Prince William is buried.
It's right in St. John's Native Baptist, inside.
When you stand at the pulpit in St. John's Baptist Church, you're standing over his grave.
Yeah, it's in the sanctuary, actually, inside. Yeah.
Right. So there's so many.
Okay, that's it. We could go on all night. Trust me. With the three of them plus me, that's all night. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's really been very educational, and I want to thank, well, it's not my job, Andrea Major, the president of the Bahamas Historical Society, will now give our vote of thanks.
Thank you all very much. I guess CB Moss say, bring up the tail end. Let's give us something to do. But okay, I would just like to thank all of you. But we see some people from the labor movements here. Would you please stand? I know some of you from TV, some of these personnel. Stand up, please, and wave. Let the people know who you are. We see you from time to time. We thank you for what you do. We know that it's sometimes a selfless job, but we want to acknowledge you, and we thank you for being here and staying the course. So thank you again. All right, so my pleasant duty, it's not a task, is to thank everybody who's participated tonight. And I'll just go straight down the program, but I would like to start by thanking Mr. C.B. Moss, Reverend C.B. Moss from the Bay Grandson Association. Every now and again, he drags me into things he's doing, or he'll invite me somewhere. And of course, we're happy to participate. We're happy to use this venue as the venue for this type of forum. You heard Mr. Poitier say what this building was in the old days. Yes. Well, everything has turned around. Okay, so this is the people's house. You are all welcome anytime. You're really welcome, and we hope to continue to do that with the children and future generations. So this is the people's house, and we're happy to be the Bahamas Historical Society. So thank you, C.B. Moss, for inviting us to be a part of this wonderful discourse tonight. Freddie. My loving brother. I thank you for being here, and of course for being so active, following your father's footsteps, outspoken. So continue to be an activist, continue to speak truth, seek after truth, and we truly thank you for your participation here tonight. Please give him a round of applause. Jackie Dorset. Jackie, oh Jackie, thank you for your prayer. Do you know that my mother was a Dorset with 2 T's from Bluffy Luther? Her family was from Bluffy Luther. So we'll see if we're related, okay? He's from Bluff? No, Exuma. From Exuma, okay. Somewhere we type in it, but it's the same spelling. So thank you very much. I would normally pray in here when we have something, so thank you for praying. And I came on the sound of your prayer. Thank you very much. Let's give her a round of applause. And of course, we really should continue to elevate our national anthem and our national symbols. Yes. And when I came to this establishment, there were no national symbols in here 4 years ago. There were no governors general or premiers and prime ministers' pictures. There are no many, so it may not seem that we've been doing much because we don't have a big amount of money. But we're doing little things incrementally, and as people and as well, the international community comes to this place, they just stumble upon it. Some people spend 2 and 3 hours in here just learning about the history of the Bahamas. We invite more Bahamians to do that. But we just thank you for causing this to be a national event by honoring our country at this time. And so we'll move on to Dr. Christopher Curry. As I say, you're one of us. You're a member, but we just thank you. Every time we call upon you, you're happy to come. You just give us food for thought, and of course, you teach us something new every time. Continue to do the work, and you are, if not the prominent historical person now in the country, you're fast becoming. Please give Dr. Christopher Curry. Mr. Obie Ferguson, I already mentioned you. As I said, I've been following you for a very long time. I was young when I started to work at Britannia. Now I'm a senior citizen. Okay, gray hair and all. But I really thank you for all that you do in the Bahamas and you continue to do. You've made us proud. You're bold. You're not afraid. So continue to do the work. We pray for your safety as you work and go in there and fight for our workers. We need to continue to remember our workers, because there are so many Bahamians who are out of job, and as you said, so many international and foreign people who are not even legal in this country are working. We have to do something about that, and there's some things I'll tell you in your ear, not from this mic, because that's not this forum tonight. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Obie Ferguson, President, Commonwealth of the Bahamas Trade Union Congress. Please give him a round of applause. And please do not forget my invitation to you to come and speak. Don't worry, you won't be censored. I may have to give a, what you call a disclaimer at the beginning, but you won't be censored, and our audiences are not censored, okay? So every now and again, when I know somebody rowdy, I'll say at the beginning, now, these are the thoughts of this person, and do not necessarily reflect the thoughts of the Bahamas Historical Society, okay? So thank you very much for being here, and of course, I thank the Bahamas Historical Society, you know, for allowing this to be a forum where we can come and do things like this, let the public know. As I say, you know, we're open to you. Sometimes we rent our building out depending on what type of function you're having, but this is certainly a national function that needs to be aired and the stories that need to be told. So we're happy to be a part of this. We thank you for all the media people who have been here tonight and those who are still recording. And thank you for Mr. Moss's handsome son who came here today. Of course, Shelley Moss, yes, all the media for Shelley, thank you for being here tonight and recording. This is history in the making, okay? And this is what we do. And if you weren't here to record, thank you very much, Robert Dorset, he's one of our members. He does a lot of our PR work and the e-blasting and the Facebooking. So as you're leaving tonight, please be sure to get one of our brochures. It gives you a lot of information. We usually record every lecture that we have here. One or two we didn't get to, but for the most part, we record the lectures here, even if there's no audience. We still do it because we have international people around the world who buy our journals and who are members, and so they can see exactly what we're doing. And so I appeal to some of you to become members and to become more involved. And if you don't want to become a member, leave us your email, and when we're having something, we'll send you, you know, what we're having. Usually, we meet, as I said, on the last Thursday in every month, except for Thanksgiving, or unless the speaker has a problem with that date, and then we'll try to get the information out to you. Mr. Munnings, Ray, we thank you for your impromptu appearance. And of course, Ray presented here about 2 months ago, excellent, doing those vignettes on prominent Bahamian icons and heroes. Excellent work. Please, I'm so proud of these people who are really trying to record the history of the Bahamas, so please give them a round of applause. And I just thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you for staying the course. Those of you who are paid-up members, we invite you to pick up your journal, because we're about to mail them out. And we have just published our 2017 journal. These are $10. We've been publishing historical journals since 1979 to present every year. And you'll find in these journals things that you will not find elsewhere. You probably won't find them anywhere else, at least not with this sort of scholarly attributes. So we thank you all for being here. And listen out for us, as I say, at the end of the month, the last Thursday in the month, we're going to have Dr. Michael Pateman presenting on the Lucayans in the newest find in Long Island. And of course, in February, we're going to have Dr. Chris Curry. He'll be back, and he told me the topic, but I was running around. I'll just get it before you go, okay? And then now, who knows? Maybe March, it'll be OB, or maybe April, but we'll let you know. So thank you, and please give yourselves a round of applause. We love you, we thank you for being here. And we ask you to come and participate with us, and also become volunteers if you're retired like me. You're not going to get paid, but you'll be rewarded. Thank you very much.
Thank you.